Shred 10 is a jump start to better health where we're taking out the foods that don't serve us and flooding our bodies with whole food nutrition. 10 guidelines, 10-day jump start at minimum. And we do this every month as a lifestyle. And why it's so effective is because we do it every month as a lifestyle, right? Just when you think you're falling off the wagon, it's time to get back on the wagon. And people ask, well, is this a weight loss program? Will I lose weight? So the truth is that when you flood your body with what it needs and desires, and when you take away what it doesn't want, the side effect can be pounds that come off. If you are looking to balance your blood sugar, you can absolutely do that. We're going to share with you guidelines, meal plans, and structure to help you be very, very successful with the shred. So the challenges that we face, there's a lot of challenges that we face. 2020 has been a year of all kinds of crazy. But before 2020 and during 2020, we've always had a decline in our food quality. So the food that you eat today is not the same as the food you had 20 years ago, that the nutrients and nutrition is not pronounced in there. And so when you don't have what you need in your body won't thrive and flourish. And then we have increase in environmental toxins to which you cannot do anything about. You have to breathe. And whenever you breathe, you ingest toxins. And so we need armor and protection for ourselves. And how do you know that that is a necessity for us? Is if you look at the health of our society, more cancers and autoimmunes and diabetes and all kinds of things that are going on. And as a nutritionist for 13 years, I did not see the level of illness and disease that I see today. So there is something going on. And when we're doing the shred, we are addressing one main need that our body has is a lack of nutrients. You don't think about when you put that hot Cheeto in your mouth, is this going to feed my cells? You're like, oh, this is yummy to my tummy. Let me eat this. And I'm not telling you not to eat a hot Cheeto. What I'm saying is, though, it's important to give your body what it needs in order to thrive. So when we're doing that, again, we're flooding our bodies with whole food at a micro level. It's micro nutrition. And that is vital to development of disease prevention and your well-being. If you don't have enough micronutrients, your cells will not behave. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So the guidelines for the shred, I'm going to review them and tell you why these things. So during those 10 days, we're going to eliminate gluten and dairy. Why? And what is gluten anyway? Gluten is the protein, the wheat protein found in breads and pastas and a lot of the foods that we enjoy. Now, gluten is in most cases modified, genetically modified, where the seeds are not as nature intended. And when you're eating something that has been modified, right, your body knows what to do with things of nature. When it's modified, your body's like, I don't know what to do with this. And a lot of people then have digestive issues as a result of the body not knowing what to do with this foreign entity that we thought was food, that we eat as food, but it's been modified. So when we take it out for those 10 days, you have the opportunity to see, well, did my body like that in the first place? There's so many things that relate illnesses or discomforts that relate to our consumption of gluten and dairy that we don't know it, and we wouldn't even think that it's related. So a lot of bloated, a lot of allergies, all kinds of digestive issues people don't realize are related to gluten and dairy consumption. So that's where we're going to push back. We're also going to push back on processed foods and refined sugars. Now, for those of you who have a sweet tooth, the good news is what we're asking you to consume during these 10 days, hopefully will satisfy that sweet tooth. You want to drink enough water so that your urine is clear. I love this guideline. It's one of the ones I struggle with the most, but I love it because it takes out the guesswork, like till your urine is clear. So you don't have to wonder, well, how much water till your urine is clear. So keep going. I'm recording. Till your urine is clear, and your first urine of the day is the darkest, and it should get lighter and lighter throughout the day. 8 hours sleep 7 to 8 hours, because that's when your body is rejuvenating and your liver and all the kidneys and cells and everything needs to go to sleep. So that's why you want to do that. And then we're asking you to exercise most days. And what is exercise, right? So if you do nothing, walking for you is more than what you used to do. If you usually exercise 3 days a week, then we want you to kick it up a notch during these 10 days. Eliminate eating after 6 or 7. Why? Why not just go to bed with a bowl of Captain Crunch cereal like maybe you usually do? I'm talking about me. Because you want to stop so that your body has a chance to rest and rejuvenate and chill out, and then you'll start eating the next day. So you're going to stop that. And that's a challenge for some people because we like midnight eating. We're also going to ask you to replace 1 or 2 of your meals with a complete plant-based shake. 1 or 2, you can decide. And you're going to add in, recommended to add in the fruits, veggies, berries as plant powders. We do it in capsules, or we can do it as chewables, and also the omega blend. I'll talk a little bit more about what I'm mentioning here for those of you who may be unfamiliar. When I mentioned about the micronutrients, this is where it comes from, and I'll get more into that in a second. We're going to give you a menu as a part of the shred. If you're invited here, part of the enhanced shred team, I'm going to give you menu, recipes, and guidelines to follow so that you're successful. And we also encourage you to communicate regularly with our shred community. So the plant-based shake that I mentioned is called the complete, and it is complete, right? It has carbohydrates, fiber, it has protein, it has everything that you need to sustain yourself as a meal at that time. And it's designed to get you through even the most challenging days. And we also recommend highly the plant powders. So it's more than 30 vine ripened fruits and vegetables ground up, the water's taken out and it's turned into a powder. Imagine if you were to consume 30 raw fruits and vegetables every day. What do you think would happen to your body if you did that every day? And that's what we're asking you to do. The omega blend, so you have a picture of all of the variety of fruits and vegetables that go into the capsule. And what's there's so much power in it, but something else that's very powerful is the synergy. Because when you're eating fruits and vegetables, generally, do you eat bilberry? Do you eat black currant? Or do you only eat the things that are available, the things that you like? All the colors of the fruits and the vegetables, that's nutrition that we need, and they work together to create this powerful explosion of love inside of your cells. It is not a multivitamin. It's literally food. The pits, the peel, the seeds, ground up and put into the capsule. It's whole food. It's backed by science, more than 30 published research studies that say what we know will happen. And these are the 11 things that you can expect by taking a full serving. That's exciting because now we're telling you what you can expect, because we know this through science. That within 7 days, all the antioxidants in your blood plasma will go up by 75%, which then means that the free radicals, the things that damage your cells, will go down by 75%. Within 80 days, your DNA will be 66% less damaged than it would have been had you not been taking the plant powders. You're taking 2 of each every day. Cardiovascular improvement in your circulation within 20 days. Heart health. So the big thing right now is immune function. So we know that it stabilizes your B cells and T cells and enhances all kinds of good stuff in your cells within 80 days. Anti-inflammatory response throughout your entire body. So inflammation, and sometimes you can see inflammation, and sometimes it's happening internally. You don't know that it's there. Healthier gums in the pockets around your teeth, gums bleeding less. 39% increase in microcirculation of your skin. So if you see these shredders walking around here, you're going to see that people always say, well, you guys, your skin is so nice. Right, that's why. Also, pregnancy study, lower risk of preeclampsia, toxemia, and premature labor. This one, vast benefits for adults and kids. New study shows decrease in belly fat and insulin resistance. So when people go into January, they're trying to go in January with less belly fat, or go into February with less belly fat, right? So we know that this can help increase lung power and capacity in heavy smokers, so lower cholesterol. This is good stuff. This is the 11 things that we know that happen, in addition to all the other things that you will hear about, but this is what we know from science. I mentioned the all plant-based omega. What I want you to know about that is it's not just an omega-3, because you hear about fish oil. So first of all, it's all plant-based. There's no middle fish. It goes straight to the source, which is the algae, and it's a blend of 5, 3, 6, 7, and 9, and those blends work together for something powerful to occur. It's good for your heart, your brain health, your eyes, your skin, and your joints. That's why we recommend it. As a shredder, you will receive your 10-day shred menu to help kick it off. After the shred, we want you to be successful, so we're going to give you a full meal plan for the rest of the month, so that you can be successful. Now, the rest of the month in the meal plan is not as, you maybe want to put gluten in there if you want, or some dairy if you want, but it gives you structure so that you can stay on point. And when you become a shredder, when you decide to say yes, then you're going to get your protein, digital recipe book, Facebook accountability and support group, your success guide, connection with our whole team and wellness experts and our leaders. And we do this again as a group every month. And it's fun because we look for each other. It's like, hey, where's Bernetta? Where's Lori? Where's Joyce? We look for each other. You have a shred leader, the person that invited you here. Some questions that people have is, can you do intermittent fasting? So the answer is yes, you can. We have a menu that is structured if that's what you want to do. Is it an all plant-based program? So is the shred all plant-based? No, but we know that the more plants you put in your body, the better. We also know that come as you are, right? So maybe you want to eat an animal protein, and we're not mad at you. We want to give you structure. We want to show, okay, these are the better ones. And some people say, okay, well, for the 10 days, I do want to go all plant-based. That's cool too. Wherever you can find yourself, that's okay. We're just going to give you the structure and the guidelines to find your way in that. What we find is some shredders, every time they shred, they do a little bit more. Maybe they came in and this shred, they decided not to eat any red meat. The next shred, they said they're not going to eat it. You find your way, and we're there to love you where you are and guide you through. A little bit about the menu, because people want to know, well, what is the menu? What does it look like? What am I eating? Your first meal, we're recommending a shake or a smoothie. Smoothie can have fruits and a little bit of a good fat, which can be an avocado, which can be a nut butter. If you need a snack, you can do vegetables and hummus. You can do a little bit of turkey, veggies. Your lunch, if you're going to do your second shake, you can do it there. Or if you just want a big salad, big bowl of greens and things with good stuff on it, and a piece of fruit. For dinner, I love to say this, is that every shred, there are 2 Tuesdays that happen during shred. So Taco Tuesday and corn tortillas are gluten-free. So I always have tacos during the shred, a couple times. And so for dinner, you can do chicken, fish, turkey, eggs, tofu with vegetables and brown rice or quinoa or corn tortillas. It gives you options so you can make up stuff and recipes so that you have ideas. And the folks in the shred group, they post some really good, inspiring meals, and we connect and we make things based on what we've seen. So what do you need to participate? You must have the complete. You must have the protein. We highly recommend the fruits, the vegetables, the berries, and the omegas. We recommend that for you. And the commitment to yourself, because you got to come with the commitment, because why are you going to do it without it, right? So those are the things that you need to participate. If you do the plant powders and you have a child in your life between the ages of 4 and 18, they can get a supply of the chewables or capsules for free. And we know that children eat not as well and we don't eat that well, right? As a society, they eat even worse. So this is so beneficial for the children. So the question is, what do you expect from the shred? So I'm just going to ask a couple of shredders to share. Everybody's journey is so different, very different, right? So we don't guarantee any particular, but we know what I showed you, what's going to happen with taking the plant powders. But I know every time I shred, some pounds come off and my belly is flatter and I feel better and I look better and I like that. So I'm gonna have, if I can, have Bernetta share, and then I'll have one more shredder share. And I don't know who's. I'll ask you guys who's willing to share their shred story. But Bernetta, can you share your shred story? Uh,
Yes, I would be honored. Hi, everybody.
hey, baby.
All right. So I've been shredding now for a little while. I guess I'm going to say, honestly, since this past July, because even though I've known about the protein, I struggled with it because initially it gave me a lot of gas.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so I had to figure that out. But in the year that I've been using the plant powders, that has changed. And so I don't have, something's gone on in my makeup that makes it a lot less challenging. And I love it. My biggest win right now is I have gained muscle. You know, when we get past 50, our biggest issue is muscle mass. So, yes, I use the shred to keep my weight managed. It helps do that, but I'm glad to build some muscle. My favorite day of the shred is Saturday. I'm not sure why, but I always wake up thinking, oh my gosh, I'm a new person, a flatter stomach, the scale is down. I've gotten a lot of sleep, you know, I'm feeling good. And thank God for Taco Tuesday. Yes, it's
Yes.
wonderful.
Now, can I ask you this? Because I know your story. So if you're okay with, well, I'm putting
Mhm.
you on the spot, but you had some improvements in your blood work by,
Yes.
yes, yeah.
So some of you may know, I used to weigh 400 pounds, and I didn't use Juice Plus. I wish I'd known about Juice Plus to really lose that. But after getting down, my eating didn't allow my blood to have what it needed. And so my doctor was like, girl, you have to knock this off. You need to get these vegetables in. And being a vegan, you would think I would get enough vegetables, but I did not. And so adding the plant powders was the way to be able to get all of those wonderful fruits and vegetables and berries that I dare not eat. And the good news is that that worked in my body right away. I mean, it was evident in my blood. And I didn't know that then, but I know now that adding the complete adds a whole nother set of fruits and or vegetables to your diet. So it's just a wonderful, complete program. And the good news is you will see it in your blood. You'll see the evidence in your blood.
So I have no idea who's out in this on the Zoom, but is there another shredder who is willing to just hop on really quick and just share their shred experience? Um, Anybody? Because I don't want to just randomly call on people. I guess I can.
Hey, Robin,
Go for it.
I'm on. This is Sanja.
AKA Babyface.
Hey, she's so complimentary. I love what
No, I'm
Robin
not
does.
lying.
And I love this education that we all get. But my story is basically that I spent my whole life taking prescription meds and over the counter meds to boost my energy. I had anemia, I was born with it. And so I was over 50 when I was introduced to Juice Plus. And the low energy that I had and the life of going out with my husband in the evening and having to take two cars because I needed to leave him to come home because I was going to be too tired to stay the whole evening. That's all over. And speaking of lab results, Facebook reminds you every year. And so I saw a post that I put out there 4 years ago, actually showing, illustrating my lab, the actual lab results, and demonstrating that for the first time in my whole life, I was within normal limits. That was 4 years ago because I started 5 years ago, and I have remained. Well, it's gotten higher, my hemoglobin, so I am still well within the normal limits. I live a life of energy. The quality of life has improved. Um, I just love what the shred does. That feeling of feeling lighter, weighing a few less pounds,
Mm-hmm.
all of that, and skin.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to be a grandmother, you want your skin to look youthful. So yes, I love it.
And
Thank you.
yours does. Absolutely. Thank you for that. So I'm going to keep going so we can wrap this up. I'm looking at the time. Thank you for that. What happens after the 10 days, right? So we're saying to do this for 10 days. What if you just feel amazing and you want to do 11 days and 12 days, right? We won't stop you, right? We want you to dip your toe in and find that this is amazing. But after the 10 days, we have a pre-shred meeting for all new shredders and then a post meeting for when we wrap up to talk about, okay, now the 10 days are over. Do you want to keep going? Do you want to throw it all out the window? Do you want to keep going with some modifications? And then you have that meal plan that'll help guide you through. So the 10 days is just the jump start. And then we just talk about what to do next. We do this every month. We set it every month. We do it. And what we know about our shredders is we know that when they add in the plant powders, their results are more noticeable, right? So you can just do the complete, and it's okay. We understand. And if you're just starting with just the complete, then think about shredding in the future and adding the plant powders and the omegas, because we know that the more you flood your body, the more results you're going to see. We know that. And how to make this work and how to make your goals stick. I'm going to go through this really quickly. So you got to have a commitment, and a commitment is your time and your money, right? So whenever you pay for something and you say, I'm going to do it, that's a commitment. You want to have a plan, a step-by-step, day-by-day, 1, 2, 3, which we give you your why. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this because you want to get some pounds off? You want to why are you doing this? What's your why? Accountability. Couple of things. We're here to keep you accountable, but I also would say to involve people in your household, which comes down to your surroundings must change. If you're doing the shred and in your household, you are, eating your veggies and your tofu or whatever you're eating, and then your family is eating pizza and chicken wings, they're not going to ask you to have some of yours. You're going to ask them to have some of theirs. So you want to insulate yourself for these 10 days and get the people in your environment to do this with you. 10 days. You can do anything for 10 days. And I'm going to go over the guidelines really quick. Again, you're going to eliminate gluten and dairy, processed foods, and refined sugars. Drink enough water so that your urine is clear. Sleep, exercise, eliminate eating after 6 or 7 at the max. We want you to replace 1 or 2 meals with a complete shake. Add in your fruits, vegetables, berries, plant powders, and the omega blend. Highly recommended, not required, but highly recommended. Follow the menu. Connect in with us, and as a shredder, you're going to receive the menus, you're going to get your protein, digital recipe book, accountability and support, success guide, connection with all of us. And we're cool people, by the way. I think we are. We're super cool. Our next shred starts on December the 14th. So what does that mean? That means you have time to get your products, start using them, test it out, and get ready for the 14th. Commit yourself now, and if you do, right, your meal plan will come to you in your inbox. All right, so let's talk about the shred packages really quickly. You have 3 options. Your basic package is just your protein, and that is 4 payments of $38. Why 4 payments? You're can have enough for 4 months if you're just doing one shake for those 10 days. But we want you to consider doing it with us for 4 months, and you'll have enough supply to do that. Option 2 is the protein plus the fruits and veggie plant powders as a capsule or a chewable. And you can just get started with that for 4 payments of $88. Or option 3 is called complete shred, where you have it all. You have your shake, your fruits, your vegetables, your berries, and the omegas. And that would be 4 payments of $145. So you find your place in options 1, 2, and 3. The questions that come up: am I required to shred every month? No. It's a great idea to do it. You're not required. You'll have enough material to do that. Some people, what's true is that even if you don't shred every month, we still want you to continue to keep your plant powders in your body consistently every day, because that's still your micronutrients even after the 10 days. Can you start early? Yes. The 4 payments correspond with the 4 months. So with the capsules, or the chewables, they last 4 months. So they're breaking it up into 4 payments. What happens if you order the complete and you don't like it, or it doesn't like you? Let us know. It's money back guarantee on everything, the capsules, everything. So we stand behind what we offer. The complete comes in 60 servings. I just want to make this clear. 60 servings, right? So if you drink one shake a day for the 10 days, it's going to last you 4 months. If you drink 2 shakes a day, it's not going to last you quite that long. It just depends on how you consume it, but it's 60 servings. And you can have chocolate or vanilla, and chocolate and vanilla. The plant powders come in a 4 month supply. And let's do it. That's the last slide. Get ready. We're starting, and this is the thing. We know that the holiday is coming. We're starting on the 14th. We end on the 23rd. That's Christmas Eve, y'all. We know that, and that's a good day to end, because we know that or if you do Christmas or whatever you may or may not celebrate, you might just be eating on that day, and you've completed your 10 days. And then when you're done with all that, here we go again in January. And in January, we're going to do a super shred. So we're starting off the first Monday in January, and it's going to be a longer shred. So it's a super shred. So we want to get you going before the next holiday. You take a break if you want, and then get right back on the shred. And it's a perfect calendar space for all of that. So my recommendation is to get with the person that invited you here to get started with our shred. And at this point, if there are any questions, then you can unmute yourself and ask those questions, or you can put them in the chat and we'll answer those questions for you. Are there any questions? Well, then I'm okay with that.